All right. All right. I will try and make this quick for everybody because I stand between you and more food, right? So, I'm JD Strong with Watchman Monitoring. I know a handful of you are subscribers here in the room, but for those of you who are not, Watchman Monitoring is essentially a lightweight tool that you can deploy to all your Mac, Windows, and Linux devices. It runs once an hour. It sends a very small, about 21K packet of data upstream back to us, where we then turn around and alert you to any potential problems that those machines might be having. So think of it kind of like the check engine light on your car, but instead of telling you, the driver, we notify the mechanic. And you, in this case, generally are the mechanic. So with this, you don't have to worry about users who get the dialog that says the boot disk is full, but if I click OK, the dialog goes away, right? Problem solved. No, the problem's not solved. We actually let you know that their hard drive is getting full. This also fixes the problem if you have a lab of computers and somebody sticks a Post-it note on it that says dead or not working. That Post-it note doesn't send you an email to say that it's dead and not working, but we will notify you in advance that that computer is starting to have problems and let you be able to be proactive, reach out to that user or go find that device and take care of that issue for you. So we have multiple installers available and multiple methods for deployment. So if you're using Monkey, if you're using Jamf, if you're using any of the other platforms out there, it's very easy to deploy this. You can put it on a USB thumb drive and just walk it around even, or send a very small package to a user for a self-install. The other thing we have are group-specific installers. So this is really handy. The group, you can organize your computers by group, so they're already organized and ready to go based on the installer. You don't have to go sort them later into a group or set that setting for that. So we give you a really nice, clean dashboard. It's going to show you the recently added computers for that, any computers that have issues, also computers that have gone missing, so those lab computers that got shut off and stuck in the back of the lab. After a week or so, we're going to let you know that those machines are no longer checking in and give you that heads up to start looking for them. We also show you an expirations calendar. So we go through and we actually look for expirations for things like CrashPlan and Backblaze and also AppleCare for that. And we'll let you know when those dates are that are coming up. We actually give you a calendar feed that you can subscribe to. And you can also do other things with that feed using Zapier or if this then that to do other cool things like send yourself a reminder email or create a ticket in your ticketing system or things like that. But we give you a lot of demographics about the machine on the left side. This overlaps with a lot of other systems, but what's unique about what some of the information that we're providing you here is that we're also telling you whether or not you can upgrade that machine to Catalina or you need to get a boat to take it to the island of Catalina. Also, if the RAM is upgradable, how far you can upgrade that RAM, what the speed of the RAM is, and also other resources for that. Any of the different tools and services that we integrate with, we give you quick and easy integration links so you can jump into their dashboards, that unique record for that particular computer, or if you're running something like TeamViewer or LogMeIn, you can just quick connect to that machine and share that screen for tools like that. On the right-hand side are plugins. So these are all of the different plugins that we're running. Each one of these runs every hour, and we've basically done the hard work for you. So this is the easy button in setting the thresholds of what is a problem and what isn't a problem. And so we then notify you when we come across things that we have determined is at a threshold that is a problem, and you might want to reach out to the user or look at that machine to see what's going on with it. When we do that, we send you a nice, pretty email for that, but we also integrate with other ticketing systems. You can also format this email into just a plain text email to import into whatever system that you might be using if your system doesn't have an API to pull those reports in. And we make it really easy for mass deployment. for that. And what's really cool, another feature of what we have here is what we call our contact menu. And this can be customized with any URL, URI, or application that you might want your users to access. So this really eases your support burden in that instead of trying to spend 10 minutes walking people through the OS to get them to do something, you can just say, go to our menu, pick this option. Because it's always fun to say, open a web browser, and your user's like, what's a web browser? Open Safari. I don't use Safari, I use Chrome. I don't care. Go to my menu, pick this option. It's going to open whatever default browser is there. Applications as well, so if you have road warriors, you want them to load a screen sharing tool on there. If it's not on disk, you can set up an alternative download. That alternative download is going to download it to the downloads folder, or you can deep link into your Jamf JSS or your Monkey Managed Software Center. Once it's on disk, we discover it. The next time they click on that menu, it's going to say share my screen or whatever you've called that application launch. If you have FileMaker databases, instead of having to build launcher tools, you can just put the URI right in here and launch the database right out of our menu. You want to take somebody to a special Slack channel, you can put the Slack URI in there and take them right to that Slack channel. It's a very powerful system, being able to put URLs and URIs and even launch applications out of our contact menu. And it just, again, eases that support burden and the time that you're spending getting the user to a place where you can actually help them. We also have added in-app notifications for this, so we're going to alert you to other issues that are going on and statuses that you may need to be aware of in your dashboard. We also added duplicate computer searching, so sometimes you have instances where you may have a virtual machine or multiple virtual machines. I mean, Parallels is handing out free Parallels for a year. You may have 20 virtual machines on there. They're all going to report in with the same serial number, so you may want to go find those records. Watchman works really well on those VMs to report health status, especially like Windows VMs and things like that. If you're a Mac administrator, but you may want to know what's going on with that, you can put the Watchman monitoring client on there and have some insight into what's going on in that VM. You can also archive computers now. This will basically stop the notifications that computers are offline. So if you know you're taking a lab of computers offline for the summer, or you have the CEO is going on vacation for 2 weeks, you can just archive that computer. You're going to get a notification as soon as that computer comes back online for that. We have really nice branded PDF reports, so if you need to put these reports in front of other people, you can do your own branding, and we keep it nice and clean for that. We've added all of the different single sign-ons and OAuths that are out there. We're adding more every day. Apple Authentication is coming for those of you who just have to have that. Who's using Apple Authentication for anything? Anybody? Nobody. Beacon reporting is our downtime reporting. This is unique. Unlike other downtime reporting tools, this actually does a little checksum, make sure that the computer is actually alive and able to do some math. That sends it back to us, and then we notify you whether or not that computer is still up and alive. A little known fact about the Apple and their network stack, their TCP/IP stack, will stay running after the kernel has panicked. Fun fact, huh? So if you're pinging a Mac server or a Mac device from the outside, it's going to respond that it's just fine and dandy, but your computer may be dead. So we actually do a little bit of math and get that back to give you a more accurate take on whether or not that computer is online. And if you do this on 2 computers inside of a network, if you get a notice for one computer, that's probably a problem with that computer. If you get a notice from both of them, the network's probably having a problem. So a different way of determining whether or not you're having network problems. We do have integrations with Zendesk, Autotask, and ConnectWise for ticketing. And we just added dark mode. Everybody needs dark mode. So actually, this is going to be expanded. Dark mode's our first phase, but you'll actually be able to customize the colors in our dashboard so it can more align with your branding as well. Swing by the table, we're giving away and playing with a fun little drone and an RC car for that. And if you have any questions, I'll be at the table, slowly losing my voice. So thanks, guys.
JD Strong, everybody.